Okay, so the next Raw pay-per-view is happening later today or tonight, tomorrow, wherever you are in the world right now, and it is happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is WWE Roadblock, End of the Line. Now, there was a Roadblock earlier this year, so I guess WWE were like, oh, well, we can't have two Roadblocks, let's have End of the Line. Because honestly, they just should have waited until next year to do the Roadblock, maybe in January. But it doesn't matter. So there are a bunch of matches set up, and I'm going to be giving you my thoughts, picks, predictions, and just going to be running through them all. So first off, on the pre-show, Big Cass versus Rusev. Really, all of this stupid, unnecessary, stupid storyline as well, bullshit that we've had to sit through on Raw just for a pre-show match. Honestly, Rusev should be in the face in this situation, as he should be in most situations, honestly. They always put Rusev in situations where he should be the face and the other guy should be the heel, but it doesn't matter. Maybe Big Cass with the win. Honestly, I'd like to see Rusev with the win. I want to see this storyline over with, but you know, it doesn't really bother me, that match, because who gives a damn, honestly. Next, Sami Zayn vs Braun Strowman with a 10-minute time limit. I don't know what that's for. Just for the memes, maybe. My guess is that Braun Strowman is going to ruin Sami Zayn, and they're going to be like, Braun Strowman, no one can stop him. He's the greatest person of all time. Greatest wrestler of all time. Will anyone be able to stop Braun Strowman? And then Sami will come out the next night on Raw and say, I can do it. And then Mick Foley will lose another tooth. So yeah, that's just my thoughts there, that Sami Zayn will get squashed. Obviously, I like Sami Zayn. I really would have liked him to go to SmackDown, honestly. Like, I really wish he went to SmackDown. So the next one is the New Day against Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team titles, which New Day retained twice on Raw, and that made them the longest reigning tag teams in wrestling history, which is pretty cool, I believe, in wrestling history. Anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus earned this right after winning a triple threat tag team match, another triple threat tag team match, at Tribute to the Troops. Obviously, people really want Cesaro and Sheamus to get the titles. I feel like WWE might do it just for the memes, maybe. But I guess if they want New Day to be considered anything, they better hold on to the titles here, because Cesaro and Sheamus, they're good, but it's not like a team, you know. It's quite weird. I like it, but I don't think they're going to get the tag team titles. Next one I'm really excited for. Rich Swann vs TJ Perkins vs the Brian Kendrick in a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm so excited for this, especially that TJP's back in the title picture. Rich Swann as well. I'd like to see TJP with the win, but I believe Rich Swann will pick up the victory here. This should be a really good match. All three are great workers, great competitors, so I am really, really excited for that match. Hopefully it's a great match and it's as good as I'm hyping it up to be, so I believe Rich Swann will walk away with the victory. So, next one we have Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins in just a singles normal match. This will be pretty interesting, I believe, between Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins. Obviously, there's been a big storyline between Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho, and Seth Rollins. It definitely looks like the Shield will be forming again, and it definitely looks like Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho will eventually have a feud, which will hopefully be a good feud. Obviously, they're going to have to turn one of them face. In my book, that would be Jericho that they turn face. That's just what I see happening. I see Seth Rollins winning this match. I don't see any need for Jericho to win, or obviously this is just a bit of a filler before these four go into bigger things, so which will be interesting. I think these two can put on a great match. Jericho still can do lion salts and shit, which is mad. I say it every single time I see him do a lion salt or a crossbody. I'm like, how can he do that? And he mentions in his freaking podcast all the time, it's DDP yoga, I'm telling you. That thing, DDP yoga, shout out to you, DDP. Anyway, Sasha Banks vs Charlotte Flair in a 30-minute Iron Man or Iron Woman match for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, they are billing this as to be the last time that they ever face off, which obviously won't be, because in like 4 years we'll still be having Charlotte and Sasha, because no one else can get a shot on Raw. My guess is that Nia Jax may get involved somehow, because there was a bit of a thing on Raw a couple of weeks ago between Nia Jax and Sasha Banks, but they never really followed up with it. The Raw before the last Raw, I kind of liked a bit of the advancement with Charlotte and Sasha Banks, but then on the latest Raw, we didn't see either of them, which I'm not sure. We just saw a pretty decent video package, so it could go either way. They kind of left it at nothing. Ric Flair, God knows, apparently he signed on with another contract. Obviously Sasha would get the win here, just because they can't be giving the title back and forth and back and forth. Apparently, I heard somewhere that there'll be no rematch clause, which I'm perfectly fine with. I just see Sasha holding on to the title, and eventually us having Sasha versus Bayley. But for now, I think it'll be Sasha versus Nia Jax and Bayley versus Charlotte. I kind of would have liked to see maybe like Emelina versus, I'm not sure just yet. I was going to say Nia Jax, but that wouldn't work, because I assume that Emelina is a heel. Anyway, so Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now, if Roman had won on Raw, then he could have walked out with 3 titles here. Heaps of people saying that Roman's going to win. I personally think Kevin Owens has to win, because they can't be putting the title on Roman. I think it's just them. They've treated the US title so bad ever since Roman Reigns has held on to it. He hasn't even walked around with it half the time, which has been pretty shitty. Yeah, that's been really shitty, actually, that they haven't even had him walk around with it half the time, and it hasn't been involved whatsoever, so that's another match gone. The US title match, which basically gets rid of their mid-card title. Of course they have the Cruiserweight title, but, you know, I think it will be an alright match. My guess for match of the night is Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins, or Sasha and Charlotte, but Sasha and Charlotte were all sick of seeing it. Definitely. Rich Swann vs TJP and the Brian Kendrick, as I've mentioned before, could be really good. Cesaro and Sheamus and the New Day will put on a great dramatic match, in my opinion. Big Cass and Rusev, I don't really care. I like Rusev. Sami Zayn vs Braun Strowman. There's been a few good promos, but not much. It's like Braun Strowman doesn't give a shit. This is more Sami Zayn versus Mick Foley. So, you know, may as well have Sami Zayn versus Mick Foley for 10 minutes. Basically, I think it will be okay. I won't say it's going to be fantastic. I think it'll be worse than TLC, but I think it'll be okay. That's my thoughts so far. I may make a reactions video, but yeah, in the background there is just some gameplay of a match I played and recorded of Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. So I guess I may as well let that play out, just put some music over the top of it. So yeah, hopefully you all have enjoyed this video. If you have, please smack the like button and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more wrestling videos on the channel. And yeah, peace. Enjoy the rest of the match if you even want to watch it, because it gets okay. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.